also the first of these annual conferences since the sad and untimely death of President Hugo Chavez of Venezuela. Today, we must honor both his tremendous achievements in terms of the transformation of Venezuela and more broadly his contribution to the new Latin America. The tributes to Nelson Mandela across the world, from Latin America in particular, have been very powerful, and I thought it would be fitting for us to pay a moment's silence and a tribute to both of these wonderful people who are part of our movement today. Can I ask you to stand, and we will have a moment's silence.
In Venezuela this year, we saw the sad and untimely passing away of President Hugo Chavez, followed by the election of his friend, comrade Nicolas Maduro. As a bus driver myself from Bradford, I think Nicolas's election sets a fine precedent for trade unionists from our industry and throughout the world.
It is both vital to offer solidarity to the victims of imperialism where they are. It is surely incumbent upon us to remember that the main enemy is at home. It's not good enough just to oppose imperialism over there. You have to fight it here.
La gente entiende un legado para el país, para la región y para el mundo del presidente Chávez. Obviamente, para nosotros la percepción del legado del presidente Chávez, como lo ha dicho el presidente Nicolás Maduro, es la Constitución de la República Bolivariana. Ese es el proyecto de país, esa es la utopía. Ahí está la república que queremos todos, que tenemos que construir. Ese es el gran proyecto de Venezuela. Eso no es un proyecto de una generación, es un proyecto de muchas generaciones. Por lo tanto, tenemos que, como el poema que él da Itaca, ese es el camino, ¿okay? Itaca tenemos que llegar. Van a haber muchas Itacas, pero ese es el camino. El camino es largo y hay mucho que aprender, pero ya ahí se dijo quién es el ciudadano, cuál es la vía, el proceso revolucionario, activo, transformador del ciudadano, participando en los asuntos de la sociedad. Y tercera, la construcción de la República Bolivariana. Ese es el proyecto. Solidarity must be thought in another way. We need a process. We need people doing the changes in the world. That's why we could use the words that use Correa, the citizens' revolution, but we do not think that only Cuba, Nicaragua, Bolivia, Ecuador, Venezuela, and maybe other countries could help to change the world. If all the countries of the world do not start their own citizen revolution, there is no solidarity that will work.
And the radical change they are carrying out is a multidimensional one. First, it's a social and economic transformation. At the cutting edge in Venezuela, poverty has been reduced by more than half. There's been a massive increase in free health and education and a huge boost to public ownership and control. And that's echoed across the continent.
Now, the results of this Venezuelan revolution speak for themselves. Extreme poverty having dropped from nearly a quarter down to 9%. Poverty overall halved, unemployment halved, GDP per capita doubled, a housing program that has given hundreds of thousands homes, oil exports surged fourfold and no longer wasted on the elite but used for social programs to emancipate the people of Venezuela. Perversely, Chavez, of course, was accused of bribing the electorate. In the world of the neoliberals, satisfying the needs and wants of the people amounts to bribery. Now, in the UN last year found that Venezuela and Ecuador had led the region in reducing poverty. In Ecuador, poverty has gone down by a quarter in just 4 years. Unemployment there is way below our own rate. In Bolivia, poverty reduced by a quarter and extreme poverty by nearly half under Evo Morales. These are social transformations giving people hope, security, dignity, and the future.
Venezuela has shown things can be different. Venezuela has shown that it is possible to conquer poverty, it is possible to redistribute wealth. The destabilization that Venezuela is now suffering is eerily reminiscent of the way in which the food queues were created in Chile just ahead of the local elections a few months before the coup. And when the people of Chile, nevertheless, still voted for popular unity, despite the shortages and despite the contrived inflation, the coup took place, because they knew the people of Chile were not going to be defeated by electoral means. They had to be defeated by military means. Ultimately, the military were defeated. Ultimately, who do we remember but Salvador Allende? Who do we remember but Victor Jara and all those that stood up? Who do we salute in Venezuela? Those that are trying to destroy democracy, or those such as Chavez and Maduro who are standing up for democracy and the people of Venezuela?